So it's time for updated LMG PvP build. So before I went to TwitchCon, I really wanted to like show the basics of the LMG build I had, because I thought I would PvP more at the event and such. So I wanted to have just a build to show it off so people knew what I was playing. So the build was a little bit rushed, so I didn't have time to really check it more in depth. But after like playing a bit more, like after the first day, I did swap to M249 from M60 because the accuracy is just way better. So in my opinion, it's worth losing some damage. And yeah, I mean, I have some other stuff as well that I figure out that I didn't figure out back then, right? But I got it like the days after, and then TwitchCon was there. I had it on paper. I didn't have the loot, obviously, and being away for 1 week, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, it's done. But before we jump into the actual build, I did get a lot of comments yesterday claiming that the patch is coming in a few days. I just want to let you guys know that that is most likely not the case. The PTS is still up and it's on phase 1. It's supposed to have 3 phases, what I heard. And yeah, the raid patch got delayed, and it takes around 14 days for Microsoft and Sony to verify a console patch. So most likely it's 2 to 4 weeks before the patch. Anyway, this build will work as it looks like right now in the upcoming patch. So with that out of the way, let's get into the build. So I'm using sharpshooter with LMG, which for a lot of people doesn't make sense, right? But I will explain why. So sharpshooter have further increased weapon stability, reduced recoil, and faster reacquisitions of targets. Basically accuracy, right? Further accuracy, reload speed, and headshot damage. And for LMGs, in my opinion, it's all about that great bloom, that tight spread, right? Which means you can aim for headshots and hit them consistently if you have good aim. So that's why I'm using sharpshooter, because I get better reticle spread way faster, and I can just hit headshots a lot. If you don't go for headshots, or if you don't mind that, you could go demolitionist for more base damage, because yeah, 15 LMG damage, and you get like talents such as crisis respawns, which I don't think is too good with LMG, but you do get the armor kit, which is really good, which gives you 100% weapon handling, which is really good for accuracy and all that, but I don't rely on armor kits and I don't want to do that. So yeah, I go sharpshooter. So with that out of the way, let's check out the build. So it is pretty similar though. It's a 577 build. So back then, I think I did a 377, but I always wanted to get in through Patriot as soon as I knew that it worked in PvP, and it's 10% multiplicative damage to armor. So that's 10% raw damage on what you have, which is insane, because everything else, like Petrov chest, that's 10% additive damage, which is a huge fucking deal. So 2-piece Patriot is like the best, yeah, it's the best 2-piece or 1-piece stat you can get damage-wise. So it was hard to put that into a build with On the Ropes and Unstoppable Force, since those are really, really good talents as well. Because I wanted so badly to save Araldi, but after some thinking, I just had to give up my favorite brand set. Yeah, I lose 10 accuracy and I lose 10 headshot damage, but I do gain 10% damage to armor, which is just insane, right? Which, yeah, it's just worth. So if we look at the weapons here quick, as you saw in the intro, I used the M60. However, I do prefer M249, but for a lot of people, M60 may be better, because M60 is better on paper, but the accuracy is worse, which means in a lot of cases, you're gonna miss more bullets. So I prefer M249. And the one I'm using is, where is it at? Not rate of fire, not accuracy, because I use, here we go, optimized. So I did try the accuracy talent here, and either it doesn't work or optimized is just better. But optimized gives you more accuracy than the accurate talent. So if you want to have more accuracy, just go optimized, and that gives you more stats such as stability, weapon swap speed, and it should give you reload speed. That's at least what weapon handling should do. What it does, I don't actually know. Like, that's what it should do, at least confirmed by a div. So the weapon, unhinged for that insane weapon damage. You could use optimist with sweet dreams and stay at like 30-45 bullets, because then you wouldn't lose any weapon handling, so you easier get better reticle spread and all that. But I don't think that's too much worth it. I'd rather combine it with the Nemesis for 25 headshot damage, or Shatterbox for the 20 rate of fire. If you want to use Nemesis though, you need to use a scope that zooms in, which means you have to give up additionally 10% accuracy. And then I would use optimal range, something like that. Damage to elite in PV, that scope then. Like the scope that goes first person view is the scope you want to have. So yeah, optimal range, rate of fire on the mag. If I had mag size, that could be interesting, but then again, 100 bullets is more than enough. If you struggle with the stability or recoil, just go stability. Reload speed could work as well. I mean, rate of fire only gives you 27, so it's not a big deal really. Accuracy on the grip and accuracy on the muzzle. If you really struggle with stability, you can go with the stability muzzle. So that's the weapon mods on the gun. Nemesis, yeah, there's no weapon mods there though, right? But yeah, for weapons I would go M60, M249. That would be the best. I'm kind of experimenting with another gun, but we come back to that later. I guess that's for another video. So that's the guns. I should have a protected reload gun here, that one, there we go. But yeah, so important for this build is to reach 7-7. And yeah, we have 5. Like compensated is such an overrated talent, to be honest. You can get for PvE damage to elite, or you can get 515 headshot damage or 5 weapon damage. I would personally recommend weapon damage for PvP though. I have precise, but I try to go for headshots anyway, so it's still pretty good. So we look at the first piece, it's a true patriot piece. I tried to actually get one with high base armor, because I don't really care about health or crit chance, because it's not a crit chance build. There's nothing better you can go at for PvP though, because it always rolls a red and a blue. So this one have less armor, but higher crit chance. So I'm still going for this one for higher armor. And yeah, true patriot on the mask and knees, because we don't miss out of any good talents here for PvP. Everything else, we get a good talent, right? So knee pads and mask, that's where you have to go true patriot. We can check the knees then. Yes, crit chance as well. Want to have as high armor as possible. A protocol mod slot with health. Then we have the chest, which is a Petrov chest with LMG damage, obviously here. 250 skill power, health, bonus armor, weapon damage. This piece for me it's not that good. Like 3.5 weapon damage is really low. I don't really give a fuck about HP. So I would like to have like 5k HP, 15k bonus armor, like lowest skill power roll. I would basically want to have the highest weapon damage roll and the highest bonus armor roll possible. And those two just as low as possible, right? Like put everything into those. That's what we want to get. Unstoppable force, you get a kill and you get a lot of weapon damage. We have like what? We get 2%, 40, 46, I think. Quick math. So yeah, that's what you want to get here. LMG, like this is the best item I got in a long time. Like probably 4 or 5 days ago, it dropped in actually the highest dark zone, LMG damage and chem launcher skill power. So it's amazing. So really happy with that one. But I really try to improve this chest, because 3.5 weapon damage is not a lot. But hopefully I get that later. Like I have another chest right here. No, not that one. Maybe it's in my backpack. Anyway, I have another Petrov chest which do have high weapon damage, but it does have a defensive mod slot instead of utility. And to reach 577 with the current setup, I need the one with utility one, right? But that's the chest. The holster is nothing too special. We're getting skill power here. Like all the utility, you want to have skill power, so you can get a chunk, like a pretty good amount here to increase your chem launcher, for example. Have precise here. Weapon damage would probably be preferred. But I have headshot damage, and it kind of, for me, I like to aim for headshots. I think that's more fun than hitting body shots. So having everything on headshots, that kind of motivates me to go for headshots, right? And not feel like it's useless. And for mod, I actually have, it's a generic mod slot here with utility. So I actually have 2% damage to armor, which, as I said before, it's great because it's multiplicative. Yeah, it's only 2%, but that's actually, it's still decent though. Like it's still giving me probably like 4 or 5% like a weapon damage will do. Something like that. I don't know exact numbers though. But if you have a generic mod, this build is like amazing. That's why I wanted to go this build from the beginning with the 7.7, because you get so much utility system mod slot. And yeah, that's why I want to go for it. because you can put in weapon damage, like these ones, for example, but LMG. And that's what a lot of people slept on, but that's the reasoning back when I did it, why I wanted to do it, right? So anyway, damage to armor there. If you don't have that, just put in some skill power mod and get some skill power. But if you have a mod like this, yeah, if I had 6% LMG damage, like AR, that would just be insane. But sadly, I haven't gotten one of those yet. So that's DH. We also get accuracy from that, worth noting. Accuracy is, in my opinion, my favorite stat. When it's not, yeah, when it's not about damage. Because having better reticle spread, if you have good aim, will, yeah, gain you more hits, which is more damage. No, Gila Guard. Gila Guard backpack, which again, it's really bad. The chest and the backpack is what I try to farm for improvements, because if I had everything min-maxed, I would be hitting 100k headshots on players. But since I have 2.5 weapon damage here, and this one I even have health, if I had bonus armor there, higher weapon damage roll there and on the chest, I would be hitting that 100k to the head. Easily. So I'm trying to look for that. You want to have bonus armor here. You want to have low skill power roll here. And yeah, just high weapon damage is preferred than bonus armor and skill power. Important to get here is on the ropes. Hardened here is great as well. We get that armor up. So everything else is like, yeah, it's kind of good, but at the same time it's kind of bad because low roll and health. So yeah. Comes to mods, I have another generic system mod. But don't worry too much, unless you have like over 200k armor. This one is not actually giving you too much, like this one. We can just compare now. 233 in armor. Let's swap to this one. 232, yeah, I get 1000 more armor for having this generic mod. So it's not that much better. So don't worry about that. So if you have generic mods, damage to armor or LMG damage, if I would have 6% LMG damage here, that would be so amazing, but I don't, so. And the other mod is just the skill power, as you can see here. But that's the good thing with this build, like it opens up for a lot of generic mods. If you farm a lot and been lucky, you can get really good use of it, and that's why I want to go with these builds, because I play a lot and yeah, they just benefit so much from it. Another Gila Guard, we have two Gila Guard here. I guess I didn't mention it, but Gila Guard is the best brand set when it comes to mod slots, and especially if you're trying to hit like high stats, like Gila Guard will be your friend, right? So we have 2-piece Gila Guard, which gives us hazard protection. It's shit, but like swapping to anything else, we will lose one attribute, and we don't want to do that. We want to have 2-piece Patriot and Petrov, and yeah, we get that with this. So on the gloves, we have health and LMG damage, you can see that. So the health is super low, but we don't really care about that, because we just want to have this attribute to add another attribute here for 577. So it's important the LMG damage is higher, so we got pretty lucky with that. Precise, you could do weapon damage instead. I think that's actually better in most cases, unless you 100% headshots, but yeah, weapon damage here, but precise, it's good enough, and as I said before, it motivates me to do headshots. I play this game for fun, and that's fun for me. And yeah, we have the knee pads here. Nothing special, as I said. You will always have a red here, which means critical hit chance. You can't get a blue, you can't get utility. Always a defensive mod slot as well. I put in health here, 4000. If you get lucky with some good generic mods, then you could use that. Like I could use, don't I have one with LMG? No. But I guess some generic mods could be useful here, but I don't have those. I think you can get those with weapon damage and headshot damage, but I haven't gotten those. Then you could put in those, otherwise just go health, right? But that's basically the LMG updated PvP build, and it hits hard. Like I lost some accuracy, especially using Nemesis. If I use Shatterbox, I can use the other scope, and then I only lose 10% from the Araldi, right? And I did lose the 2-piece Araldi as well, which is 10 headshot damage, but I mean, I gain 2-piece Patriot, 10% multiplicative damage, guys, in PvP. That's insane. It's really insane. And I mean, even if they have high HP pull, like 100k or 150, like you will 2-shot through their freaking armor, and then, yeah, 2-3 more shots, like they are dead. They die in 3 to 5 bullets to the head, right? So, depending on which gun you use, obviously, but this shit hits hard. We go into the skills though, like since we use on the ropes, it's important to use a chem launcher. And since I have some skill power, I actually have +2 ammo and +2 ammo. So I have 7 ammo instead of 3, which is amazing for on the ropes. I would definitely like to have chem launcher heal that makes your heal stronger, but I don't have those mods and they would have to be a bit lower. Maybe in the next patch that would be fixed, but you can see here like 1900 skill power, that's too much for me. But if I could get one that requires like 1000 or 1500 when I have everything min-max, then I would maybe get like, yeah, let's say like 25 or 30% heal, and I could have 2 of those, and that's a good healing. You get actually good healing, right? But yeah, chem launcher works really good for on the ropes, especially having 7 ammo like I have right now. I can just spam and have like always on the ropes active, because I use hive as a secondary boost drive, and I most of the time just put it down and use it, or just do it before a fight. So I have on the ropes up a lot when I play PvP, at least. Like I prepare before the fight, so in my opinion that's not hard to keep up. But yeah, that's basically the build there, right? We check through some stats here quick, I guess. 31 all weapon damage, 22 LMG damage bonus, which is pretty good, right? That's 53. But you gotta remember we have 12% armor damage, or at least 10 with patriot and 2 with the mod, and that armor damage is multiplicative, which is crazy because all of this is just additive, and this one is multiplicative, which just is 12% more damage on what you have, which is crazy. So don't let these numbers fool you, because this right here, that's the insane. Like it's buffed this so much. But yeah, that's the build. I know I played the 2 skirmish matches before just to show some type of gameplay of this, but it's basically like my build before, just 10% accuracy less and way more damage. But I probably put some gameplay in the end of the video, which you can check out. But yeah, I will have like a build video every day now. So I think tomorrow it's AR PvP build. Then I will have LMG PvE, AR PvE, and like I'm really excited to show you the AR PvP build and PvE. Like it's actually insane. Like, oh holy shit, like it's actually really good. So that's for tomorrow most likely. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video and the build and the gameplay that you most likely will see. And if you are interested in more guides or build or Division 2 videos in general, make sure to hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.
An agent needs assistance. Boost about to come online. Vital signs critical. Agent down.
А тут всех.
An agent needs assistance.
Понимаешь? Ты тут разбирают.
Boost now active.
Ты уверен, блядь?
Конечно, уверен.
Да ты придешь.
Vital signs critical. eliminated. Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent down.
You're out of reinforcements. Hang in there.
The boost has been taken by allies. An agent needs assistance. Agent down.
The enemy can't keep up. They're about to get pulled out.